money. Everyone wants it.
Hey, everybody, anybody want to go to lunch?
They played hide the ball. They lost badly. She should go away and never, ever come back. She spent almost $2 billion. They're raising money this week to pay off the debt. If you can't run your campaign, you damn sure can't run the country.
Welcome back, guys, to another video. It's the holiday season. Hope everyone has enjoyed their holiday, Thanksgiving. Hope you didn't eat too much. There's a gym membership waiting on you. Back with another video today. I want to thank you guys for following me, looking at the content, sharing the content, and liking the content. And I ask that you continue to share, like, and follow my channel. And I will continue to come with new content, entertaining, of course, with no spin. I am Rod Petway with iVizone Media. Kamala Harris decided to come out of hiding during this holiday period, and she actually released a video that a lot in the media have already questioned. Where is her PR team or her management team that they would release such a video, because the video was quite embarrassing. As a matter of fact, a lot of people think that she appears that she is inebriated during that video. Maybe she had too much holiday wine. I don't know. I'm going to share that video with you in a little while, and I have some commentary about that video. But also, she decided to stop by the DC Central Kitchen and actually help out with preparing some food for Thanksgiving. How many of you all remember during the campaign when she was talking about how she would clean or rinse collard greens in a bathtub when she was trying to identify with a certain culture and how they prepare collard greens? And now she's in the kitchen, or attempting to be in the kitchen, which I assume we all probably know that she probably doesn't cook, or maybe doesn't even know how to cook. But let's take a look at this video.
Turkey, my famous cornmeal.
So I know how to make a mean pot of greens. In fact, people used to ask me to make greens for them for Christmas.
Yes, we're all working together on that. I mean, my cranberry sauce already. I'm doing scalloped potatoes and string beans and Brussels sprouts. And a salad just to have something fresh there.
One year, I had so many that I had to wash that we ended up washing them in the bathtub.
Lots of carbs. Thanksgiving.
Okay, guys, in that video, she actually appears to be normal. She doesn't appear to be inebriated or anything, but she did mention something about after Thanksgiving dinner. So I don't know when it happened, but in this video that I'm about to share with you guys now, clearly it appears that she definitely may have had too much wine at the Thanksgiving table or somewhere. Let's take a look at this video, and I'd like you guys to go down in the comments and give me your opinion. Do you think Kamala Harris was inebriated when she recorded this video? And also, do you think that her team should have allowed this video to be released to the public? Because I think that not only did it embarrass her, but potentially may have done damage to any future ambitions she may have for any political future that she's considering. Let's take a look at this video.
We raised an historic $1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion from grassroots supporters alone. The most in presidential campaign history.
That's a lot of damage.
Nearly 8 million donors contributed an average donation of about $56 to fuel our people-powered campaign. And understand that the work that we did included the work that so many of you here
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
just to talk to first-time voters. Many of you are first-time voters. And to talk about how being involved can make a difference. And that remains true. Don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. I just want us to please take away that our fight for freedom and for opportunity and for the promise of America, it included, for example, nearly almost 4 million first-time contributors to our campaign because of the work you did of helping people know that they can be engaged and that they're not outside, that they're inside, that we're all in this together. And that work continues. The work must continues. Of reminding
The work
ourselves
continues.
that we have
Did you hear
an
that?
ability to stay engaged in a way that will make a difference. The work that you all did, it's going to have lasting effect. Again, I'll say, the election didn't turn out like we wanted it to. Certainly not as we planned for it to. But understand that the work we put into it was about empowering people. That's the spirit with the work we did. Our spirit and our work was about saying that it is a strength that we each have to lift people up, as opposed to beating people down. It is a strength we have that has lasting effect. So all that work that you did that was about engaging with others.
Stop it. Get some help.
Seeing a neighbor. That has lasting effect. It reminds people that there are leaders like you who care and will bring us together. And
Bro,
sometimes
what are you
in the
talking
darkest
about, man?
moments, people lose faith in that. Are there people out there that feel that way? And you reminded people that yes, there are. And there are a lot of us. And I know this is an uncertain time. I'm clear-eyed about that. I know you're clear-eyed about it. And it feels heavy. And I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you.
Guys, she's talking about fight. She still wants to fight. What happened during her campaign? She's mentioning fight. Doesn't she realize that pretty much the entire electorate, the country, has voted a mandate for Donald Trump? There is nothing else left for her to fight for. Whatever values or ideas that she had that she was attempting to promote or campaign on during her campaign, the American people have already rejected that. So maybe she can fight, but as far as her political ambition, I don't think there's much left to fight for. And also she talks about hard work. But what was the hard work that she needed to do during her campaign? She took and accepted money from donors, and pretty much all she did was allow her team to set up and pay for expensive productions with celebrities and artists, basically having concerts at her rally. What was the hard work when she needed to sit down and take interview questions from the media and answer serious questions that were affecting the American people? Where was her hard work when she needed to go and appear on the Joe Rogan podcast, but she came up with so many different excuses and pandering to basically avoid doing that entire show? That's the question. If you guys have any remarks to that or your opinions, I'd be more than happy to see your comments down in the comment section of this video. Also, she mentions power. Well, she's already been in power for the past, may as well just say 4 years now. What has she done? She's had the power. She has had the power of the second in charge of this great nation that we all live in, the United States. She's been in power. She's mentioning power. She mentions, don't let anyone take your power. Well, she had the power, and I think that she shot herself in her own foot. And now the American people, as Donald Trump says, have fired her and are going to remove her from that position of power. And in my opinion, guys, I don't think that she has a political future, not as a governor, not in any office, because of how she performed during this campaign. What do you guys think? Guys, in this video, she's sitting and bragging, talking about how much money the campaign received and raised in such a short amount of time, which was actually a good thing. And it is true. They raised over, or they had donors contribute over $1 billion in a very short amount of time. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share a video with you guys. One of the donors, John Morgan, actually here in Atlanta, is very disappointed and upset with the results of how everything transpired with the execution and the management of the campaign. And many of them are confused and baffled as to how so much money could be wasted and come up with these results and such a terrible campaign. Let's listen to the response of John Morgan. Watch this video.
She thinks she's Obama. She goes to Hawaii because Obama goes to Hawaii. She started talking like Obama, imitating Obama. She is not Barack Obama. She has no talent. She can never run for president again. She ran once and got 0 delegates. She got 8% of California. I begged them not to put her up. She was going to be tethered to Biden no matter what. That was a zero-sum game for her. But she thought that all these votes were for her. They were not. The votes that she got were people voting against Trump, and the votes that Trump got were the people voting for Trump. What the Harris campaign should have done, instead of avoiding Joe Rogan and podcasts, it turns out that Barron Trump, who looks like a runway model, was telling his father, you need to go on podcasts. You need to go on Joe Rogan. You know, he was 3 hours late to a rally because he was doing Joe Rogan because that was so important. So Barron Trump is a lot smarter than everybody in the Harris. They said they didn't go on Joe Rogan. The progressives around her, you heard what Carmel said. The progressives didn't want to go on Joe Rogan. Look, if I'm running, I'm going on Joe Rogan. I'm living on Fox. That's how you change minds. They played hide the ball. They lost badly. She should go away and never, ever come back. She spent almost $2 billion. They're raising money this week to pay off the debt. If you can't run your campaign, you damn sure can't run the country.
Guys, there he said it best. I can't even say it any better. If you cannot run your campaign, then how can you run this great country of the United States, where you are the CEO of everything that happens in this country, but you cannot even manage your own campaign successfully, and you squander through $1 billion? Guys, it would be a dream in my life if I would ever even come close to $1 billion. Many of us may never see $1 billion in a lifetime. I hope that many of you do. But Kamala Harris and her campaign actually received from donors probably over $1 billion and squandered through the money in a very short amount of time without any results that could be respected by any of her donors. And specifically, this donor, John Morgan, is one of the biggest Democratic donors of all time. As a matter of fact, he is a lifelong Democrat. But now, after this campaign and donating his contribution to the Kamala Harris campaign, he is no longer a registered Democrat. He is now a registered independent. And I would suspect, guys, that in 2 years when we have the midterms, and maybe also in 4 years from now in 2028 when we have the general election again, that depending on who the Democrats present as their candidate, he may actually swing and vote Republican, because everything that is happening in the way that things unfolded with this campaign, the mismanagement of the money contributed by the donors, was just horrible. Imagine if you were contributing to a campaign for something that you believed in, a large sum of money to get these type of results, meaning that you get no return on your investment. And guys, I don't know how many of you out there are investors, but we all know that we invest money for what? To get a return. And I'd like to remind you again that please continue to watch my channel. I am planning to have a financial personnel come onto my show to join me and talk about some of the ways to take advantage of the Trump presidency as far as watching your money grow and some of the benefits of that. Because if you are aware, maybe you're not, with Trump winning the presidency, the stock market as well as the crypto market has already appreciated and gone up a very large percentage. And he has not even had his inauguration yet. So stay tuned. As a matter of fact, drop down in the comments and let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Guys, also, Kamala Harris' own campaign manager, Lindy Li, actually came out on a news media platform. And also, she is upset and complaining about what happened with so much money being squandered or mismanaged during the campaign. And she's also says that something needs to change, and the way that things are being run in the Democratic Party now has to stop. Let's take a look at what she has to say in this video.
If we don't recognize a rightward shift of America, we are also going to lose. We have to have a careful financial accounting of what exactly happened. How did we possibly blow through $1 billion in just 3 months? It's just astounding, not just to me, but to many of my fellow donors. I've been speaking with them on an hourly basis. People are just completely shocked and just craving answers. A lot of them are sending me messages of support, asking me to stay the course and to keep asking. And we just haven't really gotten any explanation from the campaign as to what happened. And I say this, it pains me to say this. This is very hard for me to say because these are my friends. These are my, these are people that I've worked with for a long time. But if we don't have any accountability, how could we possibly move forward in an effective way, not only to serve this party, but serve our country?
I feel your emotion, and I think it represents a lot of people in the country who woke up on Wednesday morning and who were shocked by the result.
Guys, you saw that video there by the DNC Financial Committee, Lindy Li. And at some point when I was sitting watching that video, I don't know what you guys felt, but it appears that she became so overwhelmed with emotion that she was almost about to cry. I'm not sure who was in charge of the Kamala Harris campaign. Now, $20 million in debt after having received over $1 billion from donors. Over a short amount of time, her campaign only started sometime this past summer after taking over for Joe Biden. Well, I can tell you where I think the money went. I think the money went on a lot of expensive production to people like celebrities and musical artists, their production teams, and things of that nature. And that's a great travesty because, guys, if we want to go to a concert, I think we all know and we all have been to a concert. But when we want to go to a rally to hear what a presidential candidate is going to do to improve our lives as American citizens, then that is what we want. Then that is what we want. But of course, also, if we can enjoy a free concert from an artist at the same time, of course, we will accept that. But again, it shows a great travesty in terms of the management and mismanagement of those funds in the Kamala Harris campaign. If you guys like this content and if you're interested, I am willing to do a deep dive and do a follow-up video to this video and continue to research and see what happened with this money, or who was the actual manager, or who was in charge of some of these finances, because they were greatly mismanaged. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I ask that you share the content, that you like the content, and of course that you follow my channel. Please drop down in the comment sections, leave whatever remarks that you have. Again, I am Roderick Petway. This is the Rod Petway Show on iVision Media.